giving back to the organization that first gave to him. Meet the Executive Director of the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Clubs of Horry County. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're in the reading room of the library of the Grand Strand campus of Horry Georgetown Technical College. We're focused on the 7th annual Steak and Steak Dinner coming up 2 weeks from yesterday, and we're visiting with Pete Crawford, the Executive Director of the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Clubs of Horry County. Good morning, Pete.
Good morning. How are you?
It's a little stretch here.
Yeah, it is.
Nice and comfy here in the library. What about this library?
It's wonderful.
It's amazing. It'll be open in about 45 minutes, obviously, but the thrill of getting in here, they were kind enough to let us in early to get a feel of this place. And of course, even more exciting, the Grand Strand campus, or the Myrtle Beach campus for the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Clubs, is literally immediately adjacent. Is that right?
Yeah, just right around the corner, actually on Swallow Avenue, building 700 is our Salvation Army Boys and Girls Clubs, or Georgetown Technical College unit.
Okay, I'm sorry, I looked down and it said Myrtle Beach, but the Horry Georgetown Technical College unit.
Yes.
Which is even more exciting to think this is one of the few partnerships, if not the only partnership in the state with the technical colleges.
Yes, we had a unique opportunity several years ago to partner with Horry Georgetown Technical College, and as we did so, we formulated a really good relationship, and after several years we were able to charter this program. And to my knowledge, as we sit here, it is the only Boys and Girls Clubs that's a part of a college or university in the state of South Carolina.
Right, right, which is tremendous. Probably something that a lot of the schools around the state ought to think of. There's so many great technical colleges around the state that they ought to look at that opportunity of providing some space and otherwise teaming up. That would probably open some doors for good volunteers to tap.
Yes, you're exactly right. We've been very fortunate in the fact of being a part of the Technical Colleges program. It's given us opportunity to use mentors through Horry Georgetown Tech. We run our Smart Moves program, and by us being in the Criminal Justice Department building, it's been a good mix for us to use that Smart Moves program and use some of the police officers to be mentors to some of our youth. So it's been a great mix.
That's tremendous. That's tremendous. Pete, real quick about yourself. Are you originally from the area?
Well, no, I'm a transplant pretty much. I've been here now. I consider myself a resident of Horry County now. I've been here 9 years.
Is that right? You're almost a local.
Yes, So, but my home is Gastonia, North Carolina. I grew up there in the not so pleasant areas of Gastonia, the rural areas of Gastonia. Very poor neighborhood back in the early 60s when things were really somewhat trying and very difficult for especially a black male that was coming up there. A lot of violence and drugs and that type of thing.
Is that right? Even in the early 60s or mid-60s?
Just coming on the scene. Alcohol more so. And so it made it difficult to really push yourself. I came from a good family, good mom, good dad. But it meant, peer pressure and that type of thing made it a little difficult. And oftentimes we found ourselves in despair. Myself, personally, that happened with me. Got into some trouble, and actually got expelled from school.
Is that right?
At an early age, about 15 years of age. But in doing so, had an opportunity to visit. At that point, back in those days, it wasn't Boys and Girls Clubs. It was actually the Red Shield. Salvation Army had a program called the Red Shield Boys Club.
Oh, okay.
Located on Marietta Street in Gastonia, North Carolina.
Is that right? Yeah.
Actually, it was about 2 miles. About 4 miles from our home.
From your home,
that you had to walk.
Oh, God.
To get there.
Oh, yeah.
So a group of guys, we would walk back and forth. back up to just to play basketball. So it was a safe haven, a place that you could go, and I felt wanted, and we could enjoy the sport of basketball and shoot a little pool, and then you got encouraged to do positive things. So I ended up going back to school. I got back into school, finished high school, played basketball at North Gaston High School in Gastonia, and had a pretty good career there, and went to college at North Carolina Central University.
Okay, great.
So I got back on track, and it was through the Boys and Girls Club, well, actually the Boys Club program that was a part. Now, it wasn't just that alone, but church and family and friends. But it was through that encouraged me to, do something positive with my life. I went to college, entered into the United States military about midway of college, finished my college education while I was in the military, and served about 13 years in the United States Army Finance and Accounting Department. 8 of those years abroad, and came back. Went to work at WCNC TV in Charlotte, North Carolina, right outside of Gastonia.
NBC 36.
Yes, and worked there for about 2 years. And during those 2 years, ironically, I was back home, and I was able to volunteer in that same Boys and Girls Club program.
Right, Girls Ready, yes. You're kidding. Yes. So you were just driving over from Charlotte to be active with that.
Yeah, basketball coach. And a small club, the Mountain View unit, in Mountain View, as a housing project outside of Gastonia, had an opportunity for a job opening. This meant for me taking a pay cut from WCNC.
Oh, I bet, sure.
Going over and taking that position. Actually did that, and we kind of made that into a showcase club. I mean, the kids really, did well.
I saw that. The basketball team got the nickname the Mountain View Showstoppers, I think. Yeah.
I had an opportunity to coach them, and did some things. Actually, had opportunity to coach Chris Lane, who played for your Tar Heel.
Right, of course.
He played at University of North Carolina.
At Chapel Hill.
At Chapel Hill, yeah. Had opportunity to coach him, and we did some things.
Son of a gun.
So I had some fun. And after that, what was unique about it was the fact that it was my old stomping grounds. I mean, I could relate because I could understand what boys clubs had done for me coming through, and how it had put me on the right path. And now I had opportunity to be a part of doing that for someone else. So going back to Gastonia and Marietta Street and Mountain View was just like going back home.
Were your parents still living there then?
Parents still living there.
Is that right? Yeah. Are they still living, Pete?
No, unfortunately, my father passed away while I was in Germany in '89, and my mom just passed. I always tell a little story. I came to Horry County 3 years, 3 years exactly to date after I came to Horry County. My mother passed away on the very same date in 2001. I came in 1998. She passed on February 8th in 2001. But the time that I spent with them, and of course being back home and having an opportunity to work with some of the young people that I had grown up with, now I was working with their children.
Oh, I love it.
Which was just unique for me. So Boys and Girls Clubs worked for me. Had an opportunity to come to the Horry County area in our first Boys and Girls Clubs that were established here. Salvation Army saw that there was a need. They needed an executive director. I was able to come here and being on the ground floor of doing Boys and Girls Clubs here in Horry County.
Leaving the Tar Heel State and moving to the Palmetto State, you probably got your mom coming down every once in a while to see you. Do you have brothers and sisters too, Pete?
I have actually 2 sisters, no brothers, and I'm the middle. The middle.
Baby. Yeah.
I hear people say here in Horry County, I'm the knee baby. So I'm the middle one. Yeah.
I love it. Well, of course, the opportunity to be down here and to see the difference y'all can make. You've got 4. Is it units or 4 chapters of the Horry County Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club?
Yes, we do. We have 4 actual chartered units.
Okay, they are units, yes.
Yeah, we started in 1998. Our home base unit is based out of Conway.
Right, right.
That's where we started.
Right.
Then we moved from Conway actually to Loris, where we have a unit there in Loris. Had a unit in Bucksport, but we relocated it to Aner.
Okay.
So we have a unit in Aner, and then we have this unique unit at the Technical College with Horry Georgetown Technical
Here in Myrtle Beach. That's
yes.
tremendous.
Yes.
That is tremendous. Who gets involved, and how would a child get involved with the Boys and Girls Clubs? Is this an expensive process? Is this an open door opportunity, or?
Oh, not by any means is it expensive. We pride ourselves on the fact of making sure that every child that wants to be a member of our Boys and Girls Club program, that they will be a member. It's all about the youth and trying to do positive and structured programming that will be able to enhance their abilities to become a positive member of society.
Great.
There's a small program service fee, but that is something that can be worked with. We try to make sure that every child is able to come based on the geographical location.
Right.
Depending on whether it's Aner or Conway or Myrtle Beach, the rate will be set based on whatever the situation is there.
Right. Sure.
Simply call one of our local clubs.
Yeah.
Talk with our directors, and we can go from there.
Excellent. Is there a main number, Pete, for viewers? Is there a main number to call in if they're not sure which of the clubs they'd want to join? I mean, they know that they live between Conway and Myrtle Beach. They're not sure which one. Is there a main number to call?
Sure. You can call it anytime. 828-4789.
4789 is the main number for Horry County. Okay, 828-4789. Great.
Right. That's our office with our Boys and Girls Club program.
And you've mentioned the word unit, so this really is set up and with a type of a military oversight, with that mindset in place. Obviously, the word Army in there for viewers who may wonder, oh, should my child get into a military setting? But it's much more than just a military setting. It just uses that vernacular.
Uses that verbiage,
yeah. Right.
The Salvation Army, of course, the Salvation Army being a Christian organization,
right?
A faith-based organization, nonprofit organization, and that's one of the major reasons I'm so glad to be executive director for their Boys and Girls Clubs. Of course, I'm a Church of God in Christ. I'm vice bishop of a local church organization here now.
Is that right?
Solid Rock Church Organization.
Solid Rock. Tomorrow
Yes.
we've got a guest, a father in an Anglican church in Florence.
Oh, wonderful.
He'll be with us tomorrow as a chaplain in the U.S. Air Force.
Oh, great, great, yeah. Bishop Carl Johnson is the presiding bishop, and we like to make sure that in our Boys and Girls Club programs that spiritual emphasis is a part of the programming. Now we understand thoroughly the separation of church and state, and it's not mandatory, it's offered. But that's one of the major reasons the Salvation Army, and you mentioned the word Army, is an army of Christian believers that are fighting the battle of human needs within the world. And I can really appreciate them, and I appreciate the fact of being able to work under the auspice of the Salvation Army. Our units are somewhat, with Boys and Girls Clubs, we call them units, somewhat like units in the Army.
Right.
But I think that verbiage kind of came from Boys and Girls Clubs of America as well.
Is that right? Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So all of the, and of course you highlight the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, and of course you talked about the opportunity to work in tandem, still building that Boys and Girls Clubs name. Last week we had a guest in, and her name's slipping me, somebody you know well, who came in from Atlanta. And of course she has a service role not only to the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Clubs, but also to Don Hall's Boys and Girls Clubs of the Grand Strand. What her name?
She was Nancy Frost.
Nancy Frost, who was with us last Thursday, and Bone Crusher Smith on Friday. But it was a fascinating. Nancy really had a lot to say about the excitement of growing the Boys and Girls Clubs, and of course bringing girls into the mix. Like you said, it was the Boys Club there in Gaston County when you were growing up, but the opportunity for girls to get involved. if a parent has a daughter,
yes,
that is really a good place for them as opposed to maybe Girl Scouting or other things. I mean,
as much of an opportunity as for the boys.
Great, great.
Everything that we do, and I would agree with you that the fact of Nancy being here, and we do want to present a unified front for boys and girls clubs in Horry County. We're all, have the same mission.
Right.
But our young ladies have as much an opportunity as our boys do.
I love it.
Especially in today's climate where we do, in our organization, we're fortunate that we can do our own in-house football, our own in-house basketball leagues, and they're all co-ed. So it's wonderful when, especially when you watch the little ones play, because they're not playing for as much as for talent, as much as they are playing for the ability to learn.
Right.
So when you have little boys and little girls on the court at the same time, even on the football field.
Oh, come on.
Really, we had some, you would be surprised.
No,
had some little girls who could run touchdowns a whole lot more than the little boys last year.
Son of a gun. The way you're smiling, you look like the father of a daughter. Do you have any girls?
I have two.
I can see it there. That's right. And you're the middle of three, and your older and younger sisters are obviously girls there. That's I can see it on your face there.
It's a joy
the father of a daughter. So have they gotten active with the Boys and Girls Clubs as well?
Yeah. Actually, my daughter, my eldest daughter, wasn't as active as my younger daughter. My younger daughter now is kind of followed somewhat in my footsteps. She's serving the United States Air Force over in Guam.
Is that right? Great.
Played basketball for Carolina Forest high school here.
Sure.
And was pretty good.
Is that right?
It's pretty good. My two sons were really good.
You got 4 kids.
Have 4 kids.
Wow. Yes.
4 kids. Have one 17-year-old is still home now.
That's fascinating. I'm amazed to think that you're old enough, but if you said you were growing up in the 60s, then I guess you could be, but old enough to have 4 and 3 of them be out of the house. That's amazing. That's amazing. What a great opportunity to open up, of course, as you said, the army of believers to give the opportunity. We've got 7 or 8 minutes. I want to make sure we can focus on the 7th annual Steak and Steak Dinner. For viewers who don't know exactly what that's all about, this is coming up on Sunday, August 12th.
Yes, about 2 weeks from now, we'll be hosting our 7th annual Steak and Steak fundraiser. Now, this fundraiser is done by Outback Steakhouse for us.
Great.
And they do it's a wonderful meal, first of all. And then we always try to bring in an influential speaker. And this year we're fortunate to have Dr. Dave DeCenzo, who's the president of Coastal Carolina.
That's tremendous.
Yes. And we thought it was just a great theme because our street basketball theme was Stay in School. Dr. Dave DeCenzo being, connected with the education, system.
Right, sure.
And then we want to make sure that that message is sent strongly to our young people.
Yes.
As I stated, Outback Steakhouse does it. Tickets are on sale. $40 a ticket.
Great.
All the money, all the proceeds goes right back into our Boys and Girls Club program.
Is that right?
Yeah, every dime. Whether it's for programming or for helping pay staff. Transportation is a big issue right now.
So Outback's donating all that food. That is tremendous.
Every state.
So and where is the location? The location, I'm sorry, is it the conference? It's here.
Right here.
It's another building adjacent to us. Here, right over here, we've got, of course, the criminal justice building there, where the Horry Georgetown Technical campus of the Boys and Girls Club, Salvation Army Boys and Girls Clubs, and then another building adjacent to us, we've got the big dinner on August 12th.
On August 12th.
That's tremendous.
Right across the street.
So Outback will be bringing all the food in for that night. It's at 6 o'clock.
Starts at 6 o'clock with a silent auction.
Oh, good.
They bring all the food in. It's cooked right there on site.
Wow.
Pepsi Cola provides our beverage. Great speaker, great atmosphere, good people, and then we'll showcase some of our young people, some of the things that they have done throughout the year. We have some tremendous young people in Boys and Girls Clubs. Their reading skills, some of the awards that they have won. That'll be very brief, and want to focus more so on Dr. DeCenzo and the message that he has for Horry County residents as well as for our young people.
For the youth in the area. Break down real quick. We got about 5 minutes, Pete. Just give a a sense to parents if they're thinking about getting their children involved in the Boys and Girls Clubs, the Salvation Army Boys and Girls? Is there a good time of the year to join? Do they need to wait till the school year begins, or can they get in anytime?
Anytime. They can just, the number that we gave earlier.
828-4789.
Right.
Okay.
Call us at any time. We run two separate types of programming. We run our after-school homework and tutoring, focused more so on the arts, structured physical education, structured and unstructured programming throughout the school year. We pick up probably every area school in the area, including the new ones that are out at St. James.
Right, sure.
The only one I can't reach right now, because they're in that gray area between Conway and Myrtle Beach, are the Carolina Forest schools, and the new ones that are out there. I believe it's Ocean Bay or whatever that is. But then in the summer, we run our summer day camp programs at all 4 locations.
Tremendous.
Where we open our doors from 6:30 in the morning to 6 o'clock.
Is that right? So it started even half an hour or an hour ago.
Yes, and yeah, you're exactly right. And then during all the breaks, I tell people oftentimes, I said, we're just about like Walmart. We're open all the time with the exception of maybe Christmas.
Right.
Christmas break, Thanksgiving break, spring break.
Right.
We extend our hours so that we can make sure that parents know that their children are in a safe place and getting good instruction.
That's tremendous, Pete. And the ages for children, if parents are thinking my child's too young or too old, what are the ages?
5 to 17.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We're working a whole lot right now on building. Of course, it takes a while. Like I said, we're only a 9-year-old organization.
Right.
But we're working on enhancing our teen programs that we can offer a whole lot more. Of course, with teens, you got to offer a totally different type of programming.
Oh, yeah.
So that's something that we're really working on right now.
What about the percentage? I know you've got a lot of girls involved. Is it a pretty good percentage of boy to girl, or is it
pretty good breakdown?
Still stays active?
Yeah,
Good.
pretty good breakdown of boys to girls, gender, and the same in diverse, with ethnicity. We have some Asian, Hispanic, of course, Afro-American, Caucasian, and biracial. It's just a good mix.
That's tremendous.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And it's important for children of all ages and all ethnicities to have that opportunity to merge and to have some experiences together they may not see in their school, they may not see in their home, the opportunity to share with others. With the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club is probably a tremendous one. And of course, again, being able to utilize the 828-4789 number, what is going to be the cutoff for selling tickets for Sunday, August 12th? Can they buy up till that Friday, or do you need to know the Friday before? Do you need to know further in advance?
We would love to know the Friday before, but of course, if when you're doing fundraisers and you're trying to raise money for your clubs, we will. I'm almost positive there will be tickets on sale at the gate.
Is that right, at the door over here on campus? So again, if viewers don't know where we are right now, viewers from all over, and you take folks in from anywhere.
Yes.
Great. I mean, for our viewers in the PD or southeastern North Carolina who want to support the idea of the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Clubs, obviously, we want to make sure they've got an opportunity to get here. And on a Sunday night, or for others who may be in town that week, it's a good opportunity for them to come out and get a tremendous meal. Sponsored by Outback Steakhouse.
Yes.
That is wonderful.
Looking for a wonderful time, yes.
Absolutely, Pete. As you think back on your own involvement, I love hearing you share that story about unfortunately, the terrible aspect about having been expelled.
Yes.
But having found a way back into school by getting active in the Boys and Girls Clubs and seeing your old classmates.
Yes.
And them telling you, come on back, you got to get back in school. What a tremendous avenue, even for kids locally who are going through a lot of problems and need to be around other kids. And our Boys and Girls Clubs are open not only to kids who are in school, it's open to anyone. I mean, if you're out of school and want to even think about getting back in school, it's open to anyone. Right.
We encourage anybody that needs a positive place to be, and our staff, and of course our club members as well. And we're fortunate we have some club members that have come through the program now, that have came back and are giving back to the program. Have a couple of teachers in the district that came through our Boys and Girls Club program, and they come back and volunteer and encourage our young people to get back in, stay in school,
right,
and to do the right thing. And that's what it's all about.
That's tremendous. Yeah. Lastly, Pete, any opportunities for viewers who may not have children but would like to volunteer?
Yes, please, by all means, same number.
Okay.
Give us a call. We'll find something for you to do.
I heard that. I saw it in your face as well. Pete, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
This was tremendous. Great opportunity being with you. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Pete Crawford coming up next. Get that number down, 828-4789, 843-828-4789. The event's coming up close. It's 2 weeks from yesterday. 2 weeks from yesterday, the 7th annual Steak and Steak Dinner will be held here on the Grand Strand campus in the Conference Center for Horry Georgetown Technical College. Get out here. It's a tremendous opportunity. You heard Pete talk about it. Every penny going right back into the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Clubs of Horry County. It's a real opportunity. You know, you'd like to think that Pete's story is a 1 in a million story, but it's not. There are a lot of kids who have needs. A lot of kids ages 5 to 17 for Pete, growing up in Gaston County in rural areas where at times he was walking 12 miles for a job. 12 miles he'd travel for a job and sometimes get the benefit of someone giving him a ride halfway back. But think about that opportunity. There are folks like that in our community. There are folks like that that don't have the opportunity to be a part of the Boys and Girls Clubs, the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Clubs, opening up the door for children ages 5 to 17. If you've got a loved one that's that age, if you've got someone you work with who has a loved one that age, or a child or a grandchild that age, get involved. $40 for the tickets. Outback Steakhouse, a tremendous dinner. The reception and silent auction starting at 6. Of course, the dinner and the focus on Dr. David DeCenzo, the new president of Coastal Carolina University, speaking that night about youth and empowering youth and giving them the opportunities to get out and someday come back and do exactly like Pete did, come back and make a difference for a tremendous organization. 14 years now with the Salvation Army, making a difference every day, 9 years down here in Horry County. You can be involved. Pick up the phone, 843-828-4789. The tickets are only $40, and every penny goes back into supporting the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Clubs of Horry County.